Listen to me carefully. There are moments in life when a woman looks at an older man and she doesn't just see his age, she sees strength, she sees stability, she sees experience, she sees leadership. But here's the truth most men don't understand. When a woman desires an older man, she doesn't chase him like a teenager. She tests him, and she will test him with two questions that can either make her fall deeper or make her disappear forever. So if you're an older man or a man who wants to become that man, stay with me because this message might change your entire life. A lot of men think attraction is about looks, money, cars, status, but attraction is deeper than that. A woman doesn't fall in love with your watch. She falls in love with your energy. She doesn't respect your age. She respects your mindset. And when she's drawn to an older man, she is drawn to something rare, emotional power. But many men ruin it because the moment she starts showing interest, they start acting insecure. They start trying to impress. They start begging for validation. They start proving themselves. And that's when she starts testing. Not because she's evil, but because she needs to know. Is this man the real deal? Or is he just pretending? And that's where the struggle begins. Because older men carry scars, they carry heartbreak, they carry betrayal, they carry the fear of being used. And deep inside, they ask themselves, what if she's just playing with me? What if I'm too old for her? What if she leaves me for a younger guy? Listen, that fear is normal, but if you let that fear control you, you will lose her. Because women don't run from age, they run from weakness. Now let me tell you a story that happens every single day. There was a man, let's call him Hassan. Hassan was 42 years old. He wasn't rich, he wasn't a celebrity, but he had something. He had calmness, he had confidence, he had purpose. One day at a coffee shop, a younger woman noticed him, not because of his clothes, but because of how he sat, relaxed, focused, like a man who doesn't need attention, a man who commands it. They started talking, and slowly, she began to admire him. She liked the way he spoke. She liked how he listened. She liked how he didn't try too hard. And one evening, she looked at him with serious eyes, and she asked him the first question, the question that destroys weak men. She said, "Why are you still single?" Listen to me carefully. That question is not innocent. That question is a test. Because behind that question, she is asking, are you single because you're broken? Are you single because no woman can tolerate you? Are you single because you're a player? Are you emotionally unstable? And most men panic. They start explaining like a criminal. They start defending like a guilty man. They say, actually, my ex did this, and she did that, and life was unfair. They start sounding bitter, and bitterness is poison because a woman doesn't want to date a man who is still bleeding from the past. She wants a man who healed and became stronger. So Hassan paused, he smiled, and he said calmly, I'm single because I didn't settle for the wrong person. I've built myself, and I'm waiting for something real. Boom. That's strength. That's emotional maturity. That's the answer of a man who has standards, not wounds. And in that moment, her respect grew because she didn't just hear his words. She felt his stability. But then, a few days later, she asked the second question. And this question is even more dangerous. She leaned in and said, what do you want from me? Oh, yes. That question has ended more connections than you can imagine, because behind that question, she is asking, are you serious? Are you here to waste my time? Are you using me? Do you have direction? Or are you just lonely? And many men fail here too. They say things too fast. I want you. I love you. I want to marry you. Or they act like a coward. I don't know. Let's just see. Listen, a woman doesn't want desperation and she doesn't want confusion. She wants clarity. So Hassan looked at her and said, I want peace. I want loyalty. I want a real connection. And I want a woman who respects herself because I respect myself. Silence. And then she smiled because that answer told her everything. He wasn't begging. He wasn't playing games. He wasn't confused. He was leading. And women love men who lead. Now listen to me carefully. These two questions are not traps. They are doors. And behind those doors is either her full respect or her silent goodbye, because attraction is not built by words. Attraction is built by emotional power. Let me say it again. Attraction is not built by chasing. It is built by standing firm. Stop trying to convince her. Start showing her who you are. Stop proving your worth. Start living like you already know your worth. Because a real older man, a powerful older man, doesn't beg for love. He inspires love. And let me tell you something. A woman who desires an older man, she is not just looking for romance. She is looking for safety, not physical safety, emotional safety. She wants to feel like no matter what happens, where's this man won't break. She wants to feel like if the world collapses, this man will still stand. That's why she asks those questions, because she wants to know, are you a man of strength or a man of fear? And this is where most men lose control. They start overthinking. They start acting too available. They start sending too many messages. They start becoming emotional. They start losing their frame. Listen to me. A woman doesn't fall for a man who is always chasing. She falls for a man who is building, a man with a mission, a man with discipline, a man who can say no, even to someone he likes, because discipline is attractive, purpose is attractive, self-respect is magnetic. Remember this quote, confidence is silent, insecurity is loud, and women can feel it. They can feel your insecurity before you even speak. They can sense your desperation through a text message. So if you want to pass her tests, you must become the kind of man who doesn't fear losing her because he knows if she leaves, he still has his life, he still has his mission, he still has his self-respect. The reason women test older men is because older men have a reputation. Some are wise, some are damaged, some are leaders, some are manipulators, some are protectors, some are just lonely men hiding behind money. So she tests you because she wants to know what category you belong to, and your answers, your energy, your calmness will decide everything. So if she asks, why are you still single? Do not complain about your past. Do not act like a victim. Say it with pride. Say it with calmness. Say it like a man who knows his value. I didn't settle. I waited for something real. Because a strong man is not bitter. A strong man is selective. And if she asks, what do you want from me? Don't act confused. Don't act desperate. Say it with clarity. I want peace, loyalty, and something meaningful. Because a real man doesn't chase entertainment. He chases legacy. Listen to me. A woman doesn't fall in love with your words. She falls in love with your certainty. She falls in love with your calmness. She falls in love with your emotional control. She falls in love with the feeling that this man is solid. Because deep down, women don't want a boy with excuses. They want a man with direction. Here's another quote you must remember. A man without purpose is a man without power. And when you have purpose, you don't fear rejection. You don't fear being tested. You don't fear being alone because you are not looking for a woman to complete you. You're looking for a woman to join you. That's leadership. That's masculinity. That's strength. If you are an older man, stop apologizing for your age. Stop acting like you're lucky she noticed you. Stop shrinking yourself because your age is not your weakness. Your age is your advantage. If you have built wisdom, if you have built discipline, if you have built emotional control, your age means you've survived storms. Your age means you've learned lessons. Your age means you have something younger men don't have, depth. And women crave depth. They crave stability. They crave a man who doesn't break under pressure. So when she tests you, smile, stay calm, and answer like a king, because kings don't panic. Kings don't beg. Kings don't explain too much. Kings speak once, and their energy speaks louder than their words. Repeat after me. I am not desperate. I am not confused. I am not chasing validation. I am building myself. I am improving myself. I am leading my life. And if she wants to join me, she must respect me. Yes, because respect comes before love. Let me say it again. Respect comes before love. And here's the final quote. Never beg for a seat at a table you can build yourself. Don't quit now. Don't fold under pressure. Don't lose your frame. Because when a woman desires an older man, she is searching for something rare. A man who is calm in chaos, a man who is confident in silence, a man who is strong without aggression, a man who leads without controlling, a man who protects without begging. So if she tests you with those two questions, understand, it is not rejection. It is an invitation to show her your mindset, an invitation to show her your emotional strength, an invitation to prove that you are not a boy, you are a man. And if you can answer with confidence, with calmness, with clarity, She won't just like you, she will respect you. And when a woman respects you, she becomes addicted to you. So stand tall, stay focused, keep building your purpose, and never forget, the strongest man in the room is not the loudest, it's the calmest. This is your moment. Now go out there and become the man that no woman can forget. And if this message hit your heart, don't just listen, apply it, because knowledge without action is nothing. Don't quit now. Your best chapter is coming, and your future is waiting. Let's go.